It is James Charles again, Lord. Hello, guys. Welcome back to my channel. So, James Charles is being met with major backlash once again on the internet. And all because he's being insensitive to the lower class community. Now, as you guys know, Spirit Airlines laid off 17,000 people. They knew something was coming, but it came, and many of them had no idea that that day was their last day at work. And as you guys know, for the airline industry, it doesn't pay for a lot of people. And as such, some people were just earning hand to mouth. So when they lost their job, they were thinking about meeting the rent and all of that jazz. So there's this young lady that reached out to James Charles, because James Charles has a lot of fans and a lot of people has always supported him. So this young lady decided that she was going to reach out to James Charles for some help. So she sent him a DM in his inbox, and James Charles, because he has been so afforded with a good life, I don't think he understands that there are people who are literally suffering out here. I don't think he understands what suffering actually means and deep, dark days of suffering even looks like, right? So because he has been so afforded with a good life, luxury, it seems, because a person that knows poverty would never do this. A person that knows financial struggles would never do this to someone. So you can tell that James Charles is just always been good, right? So because he's always been good, he doesn't know what it feels like to be in such position. So when the person reached out to him asking for help, instead of ignoring or saying no or saying, something along the lines of, I would love to help, but there's so many people reaching out to me, and I don't know how to verify or validate what you're saying, because oftentimes as creators we get scammed a lot, something of that sort. No, honey, absolutely not. He resorted to calling the person a lazy piece of ish because they got basically terminated from their job. The company got closed. The person is without a job. So your company got closed, which is out of your control. So you're lazy because your company decided to go out of operation. And James Charles made a video on the internet mocking that person, and the internet mocked his ass exactly as he deserved. He deserved that. So we're going to take a listen to James Charles responding. Then we're going to get into some of the comments that people had for him. So let's take a look at this clip, or a listen rather, and then we're going to come back and talk some more.
I just got a DM on here from a girl that said, "Good morning, James. I know you'll probably never see this, but if you could just take 1 minute to read it, would really mean a lot to me. I'm really struggling right now because Spirit Airlines just filed for bankruptcy and I have lost my job. Here's a GoFundMe link. Any donations help." I'm sure they do, sweetheart. I'm sure they do. You know what else would help you? Getting another job. Yeah, try that. Because in the time that it took you to copy and paste the same fuck-ass message to myself, who you don't follow, by the way, and probably 100 other influencers and celebrities, you could have applied for 100 other jobs, but you didn't because you're a lazy piece of shit and you're entitled. And you think that influencers and celebrities should fund your life for you. Why would I ever help you? You're not a fan. You don't even follow me. You've never supported me. This is your first time DMing. And you think that I'm going to send you money because you lost your job? Oh my God. Welcome to the real world. I just got a DM on here from a girl that said...
Now guys, there you have it. That was James Charles' response. And I have to say that, James Charles, honestly, I had no idea the guy was this out of touch with reality, saying that this person doesn't even follow you. There's so many people with multiple accounts on social media, and sometimes what they do is they follow you on other accounts. But if they think that you might put them on blast, they may try to save themselves so that they can keep one of the regular accounts they normally use, so that when you put them on blast, they can hide that account away and still use the other account just to keep themselves entertained on social media, maybe. But, James Charles definitely went in and said, oh, that time could have been used to find another job. But when you find another job, you're going to have to wait until another pay cycle. And sometimes when you start a new job, it takes longer than the usual for you to get a next paycheck. So there's so much to be taken into consideration. But a lot of people went in on him and then there were some people who were like, he's kind of right, because, I mean, yes, you could be using that time to apply for a job, but who knows if the person did do that? Chances are the person have done that and has been doing that and is not picking up anything because I don't know if like people are paying attention. Americans have been losing their jobs left, right, and center. Business have been closing down. Companies are going out of business. So to say, you know what? He's kind of right. I think you guys are not paying attention. It's not easy to get a job today as it was in 2023. It's not. I know people who would normally pick up a job 1, 2, 3, easy breezy in 2023, 2024, even 2025 and 2026. There's a complete 360 on that. So a lot of people, most people dragged him though. Most people dragged him because some were like, if the person was a minor, he'd definitely help. Yes. If the person looked vain, looked like they were wealthy, and this is something that I've realized, and I'm going to tell you guys this. If you want to be successful with asking for help on the internet, come on the internet in designer, come bougie, come privilege. You're gonna rent an Airbnb that's luxurious with a pool and just say you need help for the pool maintenance and all of that. You're gonna get that money. You're gonna get it. And I've seen so many social experiments on TikTok with this. People were on TikTok doing social experiment saying that they needed money for um, dangerous substances, and people were giving them money in that container to get the dangerous substance they were asking for donations to buy. And when you look close to that person, there was someone else asking for money for medication, for food. And the person who was begging money to fund a habit, they were getting a lot of money. And the people who were asking for money for medication and food, no one looked at them. No one looked at them. And I kid you not. I kid you absolutely not. So, I'm just saying that to say, learn what you can from this. There's a way to flex, and people love when you're fake AF. And this is why many creators are fake, because if you're not fake and if you're not selling them something that is laced with lies and false narrative, they have no interest. If you ever tell them that you're poor, you're struggling, they don't want to hear it because they want to live vicariously through the rich and the famous. Tell them you're poor. Whew, honey, how dare you? You've just caused an offense. How dare you tell these people that you need the money? But if you can fake being wealthy, you're gonna get it. You will get it. But if you come to them as authentic as you are, you're not gonna get it. It will never happen. They will have 101 reason to drag you. But if you're wealthy, they're gonna be like, oh, we can't let this queen, and we can't let this baddie, and we can't let this, if you're wealthy, they will have every excuse to, or should I say, if they believe you're wealthy, they'll have every good excuse to help you. But if they get a whiff that you're struggling, honey, they don't want to be associated with you. They will basically digitally look at you and say, who is this peasant? They don't want to see you. They want nothing to do with you, honey. So I'm just saying, if you're planning to come on the internet and ask for help, fake it. Try to be the hottest, bougiest thing ever and say, I don't need your money. I'm just asking for it because I just need some extras to waste, some extras to splurge. So if you do that, you will get through. But let me know, what's your take, guys? Do you think that James Charles has a point? Um, Listen, I remember, I remember someone like sending me a message outlining their problems, asking me for money so the person thought that, I'm on social media, and if she's on social media, she has to have money, and I want some of that money. And they laid out their problems to me, not knowing that I had greater problems than they had. And I was so pissed off. I was so pissed off. And did I put that person on blast? No. I just said, listen, I don't want anyone asking me for help, especially at this time, because I'm going through challenging times. And that person wasn't a fan of mine. No, they weren't. Because if that person truly followed me and followed my channel, you know what they would have known? They would have known that I was grieving the loss of my mom. I was flat broke as hell. They would know that I I literally outlined that on my channel like the day before, and the person was asking me for money the day after. And I'm like, and they weren't just asking for a little thing, honey. They were asking money for expensive medical treatment, to start a business, and to do a bunch of stuff. And I'm like, honey, woo, I want that money too. And I'm like, you're not even a fan, because if you were, you would know that I'm going through a lot. And I'm not the person that you should even be asking for anything, especially at this time. I was pissed off. Like, I was so pissed off because I was grieving, and I was, when you lose your mom, that hits really, really hard. It doesn't matter if you know that your mother was gonna pass or not. It's still gonna hurt like hell. So I'm just saying that to say, you know what? Sometimes people asking you for favors can actually be a trigger, but it doesn't mean that you need to come out, mock them, and insult them, especially when they've lost their job, because it's out of their control. And the job market today in the United States, it's not even anything like it once was in 2025, 2024, or even 2023. It is like so horrible these days. But some people believe that he wasn't wrong, but majority of the people dragged James Charles. Well, let me know what you guys think. We're gonna talk some more in the comment section. Peace.